Hello, 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 and welcome back. Welcome back. This is Coach Vic. This is Finding Your 40. Welcome back, welcome back. So glad you guys can come back to us. I really appreciate all the new subscribers, all of the viewers, all of those who have been sending emails and messages concerning the content and how what things I can do better and help us to grow into a better and a greater place. I'm really thank you guys for continuing to follow the channel. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you, and I just want to say thank you, and I thank God for each one of you. And this is going to be a really exciting journey today. We're going to talk about manifestations. We're not going to talk about the manifesting, but we're going to talk about manifestations in general and how this program, Finding Your 40, actually fits into your manifestation. I'm really excited to get this with you because I really believe that in order for you to get better manifestations, in order for you to be able to manifest the things that you desire and you want much faster, you have to have the right heart posture, the right mindset in order to be able to get there. So today we're going to really drill down on that today, and we really have an opportunity to really get into it and really just see what Finding Your 40, what the program has for us today. What is in you becomes what is around you. Bob Proctor said that we manifest what we are. Gautama Buddha said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought. What we have thought that the mind is everything. What is the result of what we have thought? The mind is everything. What we think is what we become." Byron Katie says that what we really believe is what we manifest. What we believe, we see. And in the Bible, Proverbs 23 says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Today we're going to talk about finding your 40 and its place in success and manifestations. We are, we are, we are what we think. The reason Finding Your 40 goes through such great lengths to discuss the discovery phase in the lab, the reason we discuss soaring as a jet and climbing higher to avoid unnecessary turbulence is so that we can break the paradigm of wrong thoughts and self-limiting activities and ideologies. Bad habits are formed out of the abundance of the presence of wrongful thinking. Bad habits are formed out of the abundance of the presence of wrongful thinking. Out of the abundance of the presence of wrongful thinking. Because of the paradigm, that even if we experience success, we'll experience it to a certain degree. It is often limited and able to be. It is very rarely limited. It's very often limited and very rarely able to be duplicated with consistency. So now, armed with this knowledge, we can better understand why our manifestations are limited and why our environment and ecosystem is withered and not growing to its fullest potential. Now, remember that we talked to some length over a couple of programs about the ecosystem, about your environment, and about the redwood, how the redwood has a two-way root system and feeds the trees, feeds into its environment, and then also takes from its environment. And so we have to remember and understand that as we're feeding whatever we're feeding into our environment, whatever is inside of us becomes external to us. And what I mean by that is what you harbor on the inside of you, what I harbor on the inside of me, begins to manifest in me and through me, and then it begins to permeate into my environment. And as it permeates into my environment, it comes back to me. And so now I'm emitting and attracting what is inside of me. I'm emitting what is inside of me, and then I'm attracting back to what is inside of me. And so when we have wrong thoughts, when we have bad ideas, when we have things that that continually and habitually cause us to pause about the way we see ourselves or limit our ideas of ourselves, we begin to understand more and more about why our manifestations and our success is hard to duplicate. Our manifestations are hard to come by, and success is hard to duplicate. And so we have to really, to run the report, we go through the discovery phase. We begin to really do deep diving into our consciousness, into our subconsciousness, into our thought patterns, into our ideologies. And this is why we talk about being, finding yourself in solitude and being able to separate yourself from everything and everything around you, so that you can get to that aloneness, so you can really begin to see what it is that you like, and what it is you want to be. And as you begin to understand more about that, you begin to change your pattern of self-talk. You begin to change your habitual thoughts, and you begin to change ideology. And as you're going through those processes, a new you emerges. And as you emerge, the new you emerges. You begin to see more of what you want to see. Not because you're actually beginning at the step of actualizing and realizing more of who you are, more of who you are, more of who you've been intended to be, who you were meant to be, and through the who you were meant to be, you find out what you are. And as just Bob Proctor says, we manifest what we are. We manifest what we are. And so once you know what you are, once you know who you are, you begin to manifest all of the things around you that are required for you to be sustained as that particular individual, as you're walking in your purpose or your mandate, as you begin to use your mantle, you begin to use your gifts and your talents and capabilities. All these things work together in order for you to have the highest manifestations possible. And so it's important for us to understand that as we're going through these processes, as you begin to drill down on your self-talk, and you begin to understand more about how you should be speaking to yourself, and changing your thought pattern and changing your talk pattern, you will begin to know more and more about who you are. You begin to speak more and more in confidence of who you are, and you begin to raise your vibration, your levels of vibration. And as your vibration raises, you begin to get more out of life, and you begin more out of the manifestation. You begin to have consistent success in areas that you weren't successful in before. And it is so important that you understand that your mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. What is in you becomes what is around you. What is around you will feed what's in you. And so, as we continue to embrace an unhealthy and detrimental thinking, we become detrimental to our own success. This is the importance of Finding Your 40 and other programs that focus on neural linguistics and emotional intelligence. You manifest what you are. A tree is known by its fruit. This means that we all produce fruit, but good fruit and bad fruit are determined by the condition of the mind and by the condition of the mind and heart connection. According to neurocardiology, researchers have found that the brain and the heart form an intricate feedback loop that work neurologically, biochemically, and electromagnetically to optimize well-being. What hurts one, be it artery clogging, food, or angry outbursts, hurts the other. What heals one, be it exercise or a good belly laugh or eating nutritional food, heals the other. Few of the common ways that we raise our vibration level are diet, exercise, and laughter. So as we take all of this into and we begin to get a clearer picture of how Finding Your 40, the program, and many manifestation techniques can be married together in order to both get the most out of our manifestations as we begin to replace the junk messaging and negative self-talk with messages of self-affirmation and building a growth mindset and a mindset of abundance, which maximizes opportunities and optimizes gift performance through self-discovery. We are what we think, and our thoughts affect our habits, affect our heart and our brain, and are the primary source of our habits and our lifestyle. And so it's important for us to understand that as we're moving through each and every day, that as we begin to change our mindset, change our heart posture, change our thought processing, and it's not just about changing what you think, it's changing how you think and how you process your thoughts and how you react to them. Because remember, your heart and your mind are the seat of your logic and your emotion. And so when you talk about manifestation, Bob Proctor often talked about and Neville Goddard often talked about feeling as being the key. And so feeling comes from emotion, and your emotion has to connect with what you're thinking in order for you to see it. So you see it with your mind's eye, you begin to feel it with your emotional, with your heart's eye, and those two married together begin the process of manifestation as you're going about your day. And so once you have to understand is what you're thinking in your mind, what you're consuming in your heart, you will begin to speak, and you will only say what you believe. You will only believe what you say. I keep telling you, I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, and I told myself too, not to tell you, but telling myself too, your voice is the loudest voice that you hear because you hear it all day long. In every conversation that you're in, you hear your voice. And so with that being said, because your voice is the most frequent one you hear, your voice is also the loudest one you hear. Since your voice is the loudest one you hear, it's the one that you will consistently listen to no matter what is going on around you. And so once you begin to repeat a negative messaging or negative imaging from things outside of you, things external to you, you begin to internalize those things. You don't repeat it because it's external. You repeat it because you've internalized it, because you consumed it, because you've digested it, and now it becomes part of your makeup. It becomes part of your genetic code. It becomes part of your DNA. And so now you begin to repeat what you've heard, and you become the self-fulfilling prophecy, not because of what somebody else said about you, but because what you have consumed, those words, those ideas, those ideologies about you, and you begin to say them about yourself. You begin to think about yourself. When you get into your alone time, when you are in your time by yourself, when you are away from everything else, you will begin to ponder on the things that people say to you. And the things that you've heard, and whatever the loudest voice in the room is to you, is the one that you will begin to repeat. And so this is the reason why we talk about you taking the time to get into your alone time. You take the time to journal. You're taking the time to really begin to manifest emotions and thoughts and ideas of your own, so that you can begin to become your own. Biggest supporter, your own biggest cheerleader, but you can also become your own biggest driver. And what that means is that you've changed the messaging in your heart, you've changed the messaging in your mind, you've changed your emotional makeup, and now you're beginning to speak to yourself in a way that you respect yourself, and by you respecting yourself, you will make everything external of you respect you, because as I told you before, as we say it again, your ecosystem is an ecosystem, and so the things that you feed into out there will feed back into you, but they will also vibrate the same sound that you're making on externally. And so when you're around the right, when you gather in the right environment, when you become the right nutritionist for your environment, you will begin to see how everything around you will reverberate your thoughts, your ideas, your actions, and your activities, and those things will cause you to continue to be consistent and continue to grow. And for this reason, it is so important for us to understand that we have to be very careful who we surround ourselves with, but we also have to be very careful about how we are repeating or saying those negative words or those negative ideologies that have been spoken to us or about us. We have to learn how to reject those things. We have to learn how to turn those things away. We have to learn how to put a halt to those things, so that our ears do not hear it, so that our mind does not ponder it, so our heart does not consume it, and so we don't digest it and begin to take it on as part of our thought process for ourselves. We're not going to do that. We will not do that. And so today I want you to understand that finding your 40 is an intricate part of your manifestation process, simply because it helps you. We are learning to change how we see ourselves, what we think about ourselves, and what we say to ourselves, to the point where we are able to now be able to see manifestations on a greater level, because we begin to see ourselves different. We begin to feel differently about ourselves. We begin to walk differently about ourselves. We begin to talk differently about ourselves, and we don't accept things outside of us, that are against our nature, that are against our belief of who we are, that are against our concept of things we want to do. And this in itself will allow you to grow and to nourish everything around you, because your heart posture, because your mindset and the heart and mind connection is a healthy one, with healthy thoughts, with healthy actions, with healthy activities, and with a healthy vision of who you are and where you want to go. So this is Coach Vic. This is Finding Your 40. Thank you for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. Continue to send those emails to coach.vic@yahoo.com, and continue to feed into the channel. Continue to send it out to your friends, to anyone who might need this information. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. We're on the journey together, and we're going to get to where we want to go. We're going to become the greatest version of ourselves we could possibly be, which is going to allow us to see the greatest lifestyle, to have the greatest manifestations, to have the greatest trips, the greatest stories. Everything that could possibly go right for us is going to go right for us, because life is going to happen for us and not happen to us. And there's a big difference between something happening to you and something happening for you. So as you're taking this journey together, know that all you have to do is continue to strive to be your best, continue to keep healthy heart, mind connection, and keep the language positive, keep the language strong, keep the language driving you in the right direction, and you will see everything you want to see. As we said before, say it, see it, rather than see it, say it. Say it, see it, say it, see it, and you will see it. This is Coach Vic, Finding Your 40. God bless you. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.